Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at some Quinnen Williams tape. But before we get started, I just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY, and you could also subscribe to the podcast. New episodes drop every Monday. So what I wanted to do was talk a little bit about Quinnen Williams, and to me, Quinnen Williams underwhelmed a little bit in his first year. He wasn't awful, but he didn't put up any flashy kind of numbers. He had 2.5 sacks. He was okay. He was more of a rotational piece, but as a top 3 pick, I was hoping for a little bit more impact in year 1. Now, I'm not saying that I don't think he could take a step forward in year 2 and be a solid player. I just think with Quinnen, he's going to be like a rich man's version of Leonard Williams, and I'm not sure how much that's going to actually impact the New York Jets long term. I really wanted Josh Allen, the outside linebacker. He had 10.5 sacks last year. I'm not saying he necessarily would have had 10.5 sacks this year with the Jets. I just thought it was a little redundant to continue to take interior defensive linemen. That's just my take on it. In year 1, he was very okay. I think, again, he could take a step forward, but I'm not sure that he's going to be all that much better than like a good version of Sheldon Richardson either. So let's take a look at the tape. We're going to do some good and some bad and just talk about it. All right, let's start with the good here with Quinnen Williams. So obviously he's lined up towards the inside, closer towards the center and the guard. We're going to watch here. It's actually one of his better pass rush attempts. He doesn't get a sack here, but he gets into Carson Wentz's face pretty good. So let's go. Running back in motion. All right, so I want to stop it here. The guard obviously is beat to the right side, and the tackle was late to the double team, which Quinnen obviously is getting in that gap pretty good, and we can go a little bit forward. Gets in the passing lane and jumps. So if you can't get to the quarterback, the next best thing that you can do is get your arms in the way. So obviously Quinnen is doing just that. It's going to force Carson Wentz to roll to the left, his left, and throw the ball away. So obviously that's a win. That's a win. We like that. Next up, we're going to have a sack from Quinnen Williams there. You see him, Ryan Fitzpatrick, in the shotgun, running back to the left side. And Fitz is going to fake the handoff. And at this point, you saw here, let me back this up. The center is pulling to the left. And then the right guard, is picking up McClendon, who's over the nose. Both are late, and Quinnen's able to shoot that gap pretty quick at this point. And like from this angle, it's over. It's over. This is going to be a sack for Quinnen Williams. That's a good looking pass rush right there from Quinnen. That's something that you like to see. That's a positive. This next one is going to be a nice play against the run. So to me, Quinnen Williams is much better against the run than he is the pass. So I want to show you something that, looks pretty good for Quinnen Williams against the run. Obviously, this is against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Devlin Hodges under center. Connor is the split back over to the right. And Quinnen is able to shake off the block rather quickly. He looks like he's, being held up there pretty good. But he's able to get off of it, and this is only a 1-yard gain. That, to me, is what Quinnen Williams is best at, getting off the block and getting to, the running back. I think he's very, very good at that. To me, what he needs to work on is pass rush. So here's Quinnen. Again, this is going to be more of an pass rushing play. And this is a huge sack from Quinnen Williams. This was his last sack on the season. To me, the game against the Steelers was probably his best one. This knocks the Steelers out of field goal range, and this is just a big play. So let's watch Quinnen here. He's able to just blow between the tackle and the guard. So the guard is going to block Burgess, and that's Phillips off the edge. So Quinnen sees that, and he's like, hey, I'm going to have a wide open gap. Take it. I'm going to sack the quarterback for a huge loss, which is exactly what happens. And he's pretty quick into the backfield, and it worked. So Quinnen Williams has done some things on paper that was good. And we have one more that I want to show you against the Redskins where he catches the guard sleeping a little bit. So there's Quinnen. The guard, I don't know what he's doing on this play. We're going to watch the snap here. Go. He just was extremely late, like super late on that. Like he's just standing straight up, Ball is snapped, doesn't move, not even a flinch. So Quinnen's able to capitalize on that and get in the face of the quarterback. He doesn't get the sack, but that counts as a pressure. Right there. Boom, he hits him. Yes, it turns into a little dump off gain of, I mean, it would have been nice if we had Bless Austin make the tackle there. Back that up a second before we move to the next play. But ultimately, he did his job. Now let's look at some of the bad. And to me, that's with Quinnen Williams. He was up and down in his rookie year, and when you're a top 3 pick, the expectations are very, very high. So this is some of the stuff that I didn't like from Quinnen Williams. There he is, and he's kind of just going to get stood up on this play. Like, by 2 of the blockers, you have the center and the guard. He's not getting much penetration on this one. Leonard Williams is doing pretty good there, getting penetration. Basham on the other side is pretty solid. But ultimately here, Quinnen just kind of gets stood up, and it turns into a nice catch there by the Eagles. All right, this one I'm going to show you from, probably at least a couple of different angles because maybe just this one. All right, this one, Quinnen really shouldn't have been ragdolled by the running back, but ended up getting ragdolled. We'll see it from the side angle and then the reverse angle. So let's just watch it in full. Quinnen's going to come in, get chip block out of the play. Turns into a huge play for the Eagles. Keeps the drive going. We're going to watch it from this angle and really get a nice look. There's Quinnen right there. He's going to come in pretty untouched, but if you watch the running back on this play. So Quinnen's shooting through the gap. And right here, he looks like a clear path to a sack. I know that he's rushing in and getting caught off balance, but Quinnen is much, much bigger than this running back. It shouldn't have derailed him to the point where he was out of the play, which is what happened. He's just completely out of it. Carson stays in the pocket tall and gets there. That's a play where Quinnen, if he takes that next step, is able to turn that into at least getting a hit on the quarterback. I'm not saying you have to take him down in that situation, but getting an arm on him as you go by, and maybe you get somebody else to come in and complete the sack in that situation. But I just didn't like to see a much smaller player kind of take advantage of Williams in that spot. This next play is going to be against the Giants, against Will Hernandez. In fact, there's Quinnen right there. We'll stop it. Will Hernandez is the guard. And anytime as a pass rusher you look like this, it's going to be bad. I'll pause it when, like that. Here you go. You should not be standing straight up and down. So this is a pure win for Will Hernandez, right? If you get your defensive assignment standing straight up and down like that, he's out of the play. And Quinnen should be a much better player than Will Hernandez. And I know you're not going to win on every single rep you have. I get that, but that's bad. That's not good. And it turns into a gain for the Giants and a first down. Same game. We're going to look Quinnen. There he is. Now this, we're going to realize it turns into a screenplay. So you're going to come in, and from right there, Quinnen knows, okay, it's a screenplay. And he's not the only one at fault of this play. He's not. I don't want you to think the wrong thing, that he's not the only one at fault on this play. I just particularly didn't care for the effort going for the tackle. We're going to watch right now in real speed. I mean, and then Tate's going to go off to the races. And there's nothing he could do at that point. But from recognizing that it's a screen pass to the pursuit, he's not really moving too well. That's about half speed, which a couple of times while watching Quinnen, I noticed that the motor isn't quite there just yet. We're going to see it on this next play too against the Dolphins. So let's see where Quinnen is. There he is. And it's going to be a run play, and he's not really able to. Look, there he goes. And the effort's not really quite there. I'm not talking about the very end. Here, I wanted to show you from this angle too, so I'm just going to have it run. There's Quinnen, 95. The arrow's going to come right there. Boom. There he is. And I'll pause it right there. Okay. Now, he is off the block at this point, and I know the running back gets by him, but the next couple of slow steps after that is what gets me. Here, okay. This is the last play that I wanted to look at that really bugged me from Quinnen Williams. So this is a pass rush situation, clearly, as the Redskins are backed up into towards their own end zone, rookie quarterback at hand. So the Jets are going to do a pretty good job of getting pressure here, right? Here comes the pressure. Haskins is shaking. He's in his own end zone. So if I back this up, you're going to see watch the running back. He's going to pause for a split second and then head out to catch a screen pass. Quinnen recognizes it. So does McClendon. And so does the linebacker. So all three of those guys now are heading in the direction of the running back. So Quinnen has a clear path from right there to pressure Haskins into forcing a bad throw. He instead tries to run with the running back, which in no circumstance should Quinnen Williams be trying to cover a running back. So he's going to pull it down. And at that point, look, there's three guys running in that direction. That whole side of the field is open for 15 yards. Whole side. So he's able to step up and beat the safety and gets, tackled for a loss. But Quinnen had a really good shot there in order to get the safety, and he wasn't able to do it. So that's the thing with Quinnen Williams. I think he was just very inconsistent in his first year. I'm not calling him a bust by any stretch of the imagination. I think he could be very okay. I think he could be a good player. I just don't know if he's going to turn into an Aaron Donald or an absolute force who's going to get after the passer, which is what the Jets really need. I think he's going to be a solid player, which is fine, but he's someone that I really want to look at in year 2, in 2020. He's still young. He's going to be 22 years old. I'm excited for him in the sense that I think Greg Williams could utilize him properly, but when you're getting outplayed by Nathan Shepard and Falu Fatukasi as a top 3 pick in year 1, it just makes me a little bit underwhelmed so far. Again, he's not a bust. I was just a little disappointed in his first year, which I think is reasonable to talk about Leonard Williams like that. So let me know what you think of Leonard Williams' rookie year and what you think he can be down the line. Again, a little disappointed in his rookie year. Think he can be a pretty good player in this league going forward. Don't know if he's going to be ever top 3 worthy, an Aaron Donald type of player, but I think he'll be pretty solid. So let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll talk to you next time.